welcome to our special edition, Happy Halloween on Healthier, Happier You. I'm Al Levine, the Talking Machine, otherwise known as Al-Leween in the Bethel Park Children's Library as the Talking Pumpkin. Bethany Montecalvo is wearing her beautiful makeup today. If you want to take a little look at that. Bethany, how did you do that?
Well, after I knocked you out, I painted myself like a skeleton.
Oh. Sorry, folks, we're a little silly with Halloween a few days away.
We are. We're excited.
We do have health tips.
I do.
Okay.
We do. And I want to hear what you have going on before we share ours together in your bottle here.
You gave me a tip. I've been taking colloidal silver for probably 20 years. Now, you got a new source right in Mount Lebanon.
Sure do.
And they gave me a huge bottle. And you know what? I might as well add that to my tea. Here's what you can do. Just take a dropper. It kills every known bacteria. So if you want to check out the silver, and with everybody getting sick, even Dave Cable,
yeah,
I'm not worried about it. Look at this. You just drop it in, and then here you go. Lung Ching, 4th grade.
There you go.
Stay away flu. But yes, thanks to you, I'm using it up pretty good. And it's keeping me healthy.
Good. That's right.
And that's my tip today.
That's good.
Drink your green tea. This is my 9th cup today.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, I'm going to try to get 12, but during the flu season and a lot of allergies.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
That's my tip.
That's a good one. Okay, let's chat. I was trying to think of some good tips that we could do that is fast, because who really has time?
Right.
We don't have time. We're a fast-paced world and we're bebopping around. And I thought, okay, what are some tips that I use and that other people use? So I just kind of jotted them down and wanted to share them with you guys. But as far as fall makes us want to eat like bad. Not bad.
You
but
mean candy,
like
junk food, and everything else? Because it's getting so dark?
Yeah, it makes you want to, just eat a little different. But you want
Is that what happened to you?
That's what happened from eating non-organic candy. I got like this.
And you didn't have to hit me like that.
Listen, you got a little lippy, so I had to knock you out, just saying.
Thanks.
But I like to do certain types of heavier types of food just because they're heartier. It's just when it's in the summer.
What do you consider heavy so some of the people understand?
In the summer, it is hot. So we do leafy greens, you do salads, you do fruit, just because it's cool. In the winter, you do more root vegetables, whether it be potatoes or yams.
The more starchier.
Yeah, whatever. Well, whatever. I know everybody's body needs different things, but in the winter, I love like sweet potatoes. I love heavier like root vegetables. So I thought, let's share about crock pots. Crock pots are easy. You could do full meals with that in there. So let's say my sister showed me, she did eggs, 4 eggs, and she put a little bit of spinach and garlic in a crock pot at night, just turned it on low. She got up and it was like a quiche, like little quiche in the morning. She said it lasts for her a couple of days. But I thought that's a great idea to be able to do something like that. That's
1 meal for me,
That's
4
one
eggs.
meal for a big boy, that's 1 meal, which is good, But you could do for, a couple of days, or let's say if you have a family of 4, let's say if you eat chicken or fish, you can do, 4 ounces of each crock pot, line your choice of protein in the middle, and then do your sweet potato yams, whatever, if it's regular potatoes, and do green beans on the left. Cook that for 4 hours, and then you come home and, it's done and it's over with. So I think those are good options. And let's talk about dessert. You could put just fresh, you can make apple crisp in there, and you could do it gluten-free, you could do it regular, just cut up some apples and just throw some goodies in there. So it's really fast and fun to be able to do cool stuff like that.
Well, shout out to Smokin' Jim Frazier, who will watch this show. Get a crock pot. He's never cooked.
Get a crock pot. You don't even have to cook. It's just like tossing stuff in. Put the top on it, go do your thing, come back, and you got a big meal.
Well,
I know you could do it.
One thing, not just for him, but you take the shell off, or you just crack it and drop it in.
You definitely want to take the shell off. Definitely want to take the shell off. So yes, crack it, put it in there. Thank you that's definitely a good guy comment. I appreciate that very much, very much.
You're welcome.
So my new thing addiction is like putting things in a tray for ice cubes. It's really like weird.
What do you do?
Like, okay, I'm so glad you asked. That's perfect. But I love, like, if there's excess fruit that you have, you know how we have fruit that goes bad, whether it's a banana, yada yada. Throw all the excess fruit that you have that is going bad. Put it in a blender, blend it up, stick it in an ice cube tray. Now, I prefer the ice cube trays. Do you ever see the ones where, like, you could pop, it's like a little rubber on the bottom, and you could pop it out? Those are the ones that I recommend, but you can't. Sorry, my skeleton face is itching.
Go ahead, you're allowed to.
Got it.
My lip is killing me.
Oh, wow. You need to be careful what you say to people then, okay?
Sarcasm gets you in this trouble. Okay.
Exactly. So you take all your blended fruit, you put it in and pour it in your, little ice cube tray. You can pop that in your protein shake if you want. They're great as far as baby food, like babies just a snack on that.
Sure.
Or adults, we could snack on it too. It's a little smoothie. Big babies like us, we could eat it, right? It's always good. So that's few tidbits. And also herbs. Herbs, if they're going bad, or some people like to cook and they're going out of season, don't toss them away. Just take your herbs. You could blend it in a blender with a little bit of olive oil and salt and pepper, or you could just take the herbs and put them in a cube tray.
I've tried that actually. Some people told me about it.
How did it turn out for you?
It actually turned out well.
See?
Yes.
So it's really good. It's a good option that you're able to have with that. And I think that's good. You could throw it in your pasta. You could throw it in whatever you want. Another thing that I tried too is just water bottle, just an empty plastic water bottle. And then you could just chop up your green onions or herbs and put it in the water bottle, put the top on, and then you could freeze it.
Really?
Because, and it'll still say chopped, and because the
But
plastic...
do not fill it all the way up to the top. You have to guide people on some of these things.
So, I mean...
Leave some space.
Yeah, good call.
Because it expands.
Have you done these things before?
I hate to tell you.
I've done these things before.
Yes.
So, you want to leave some space in that just because you're right, it does expand. And you want to be able to shake it out. If it's filled up, it'll be like a block. So if you leave some space, you could squish it, and then you could add it into your eggs. You can add it into whatever you want to put that in. So that's always fun to do too. And my favorite treat that's healthy, I have to say, that's frozen, that you don't have to do a dang thing to, is grapes. I love grapes frozen.
Welcome aboard.
Delicious. Do you do frozen grapes too?
I'll get a container. Some are maybe too ripe.
Yeah.
And I'll put them in there. It's a great treat during the summer to cool you down.
It is.
I also do slices of banana.
Yeah.
And I've done mango, papaya, and other things too. And they are great. And when you have those grapes, you don't need popsicles.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, it's just really finding things that are simple and easy. And it really does cost less than to buy a box of popsicles. Just have grapes in there.
Sure.
You
get them on sale, and you can't finish them all. Well, maybe you can't, but I'm pretty close to it.
I don't know. I might be tiny, but I can put away some food.
All right. Well, then this will work for you too.
Yeah. So it's good to have that. I'm so glad. That's awesome.
You didn't know I would add. I'm glad we always script this on one side.
We're so organized. Let me just tell you how it rolls. We walk in here, and I'm like, hey, this is what we're going to do. He's like, all right, whatever. And that's how it works. And then we just talk and chat, and it's great.
And if you like this, like us on Healthier, Happier You on Facebook.
Yeah.
And check out the Holistic Honeys. Their last show, I actually helped with camera work.
Yeah, you
during
did
the
so
rain in
good.
Pittsburgh. And they also let me do a cameo appearance with, I'm Al Levine, the talking machine.
You are? Yeah.
So.
And it's so funny because now, dear friend, this is what he does for a living. And we have wonderful Dave that helps us do all of this. He's amazing. So he never handled what did we give you to film with?
A tablet.
An iPad? Yeah, an iPad.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, just film us doing this. And you're like, okay, no problem. How do I use it? And we're like, just hit the button right there, buddy, and just
remember,
film us.
smartphones since the end of July, so
Welcome.
I'm learning.
And how does it feel to be?
Oh, it's good. Do you need another photo?
Your camera phone takes really good pictures. It's really, really good.
I'm glad the phone does it, not me. And that was a little commercial break for Healthier, Happier You and Pittsburgh Sportsline and Holistic Honeys. If you haven't liked all of us on Facebook, do it now.
Please do. Yeah, please do, guys. one, because I want you to. No, two,
Good point.
Yeah. Two, because you're supporting local people, and we try really hard just to bring fun facts from Pittsburgh. You know, we're Pittsburgh folk.
Exactly.
You know, we love what we do.
What other tips do you have? And then
Okay.
we'll go to that.
Yeah. So if your favorite ice cream, whether it be vegan, organic, soy, dairy, rice milk, whatever kind of ice cream
Yogurt?
you have, whatever kind, yogurt too, whatever kind you have, you could scoop it, put it in your ice cube trays, freeze it. That's little snacks that's monitored that you could have, and they're good. They're like, it's just a completely different taste. Or you could plop that in your like just 3 of them and blend it, and you can have like a milkshake, just something fast that you could monitor
Quick
how
meals,
many you have.
quick treats.
Quick meals, ice cream all day long. It's really good. And a lot of ladies have leftover wine after they, with having parties or whatnot. So a lot of people think, well, what do we do? Toss it? No, you don't have to toss it. You can just put it in your ice cube tray, and then you could actually reuse it, but you could cook it down into a syrup, and it's really awesome on ice cream or different types of meats and different things like that. So you could use it for all sorts of different things. It's a reuse, right?
This has been a great segment, you know that, just with your tips, and they're all usable and able for...
We could all do it, right?
Yeah, today.
Yeah, right
After this
now.
show.
Right
You
after
want to
the
watch
show.
the rest of the show.
You do. You totally do. You also, you know what I could see you eating? This just came from my mind. A lot of guys with eggs. Everyone eats eggs, I feel. You could do eggs in a blender, let's say 12 at a time. What do you have in your eggs? Do you like green peppers?
Yes.
Do you like,
Spinach.
Okay, perfect. Let's say we
Red
pull
peppers.
that. Yeah, that's red peppers.
Mushrooms.
Anything. Mushrooms. You got to have mushrooms. Put them into a cupcake pan. Just spray it with coconut oil, and then bake it for 350 for 10 minutes. Freeze them, and then just wake up, put them in the oven or their toaster oven, and then you could have them. And that's a good breakfast, rather eating cereal, or if you want something different than a protein shake. There's all sorts of things you can do.
You know what else?
What?
Turmeric. I put turmeric in just about
I
everything.
know it. I know it.
And then add some cinnamon in there too.
So good. So good.
As Healthier, Happier You moves forward.
Yeah, that's right. Look at all these tips that he has here, you know? But yeah, that is, or you could do with French toast too. You could do with basically anything. Make your French toast, just wrap it in foil, put it in a freezer bag, plop it back in toaster oven. I love my little toaster oven.
After you watch the show and you get inspired to try something, give us a little message on Facebook at Healthier, Happier You on what you've tried and experimented, or if you like the show, tell us that you did like it and you love the tips.
Yeah, and you could find the recipes that I'm telling you now, guys, on my blog at Go Organic.
Who are you today?
Which one? Go Organic, bam, at blogspot.com. That was it.
Blogspot.com.
Yeah.
I understand. It's not a dog either.
It's not. No.
Well, we're going to have to take a break because we have a great guest who's actually been on my show.
I know.
And you surprised me and said, would it be okay if I brought, and he's a mystery guest right now.
He is. Yeah, that is
We'll get
true.
him up here in the next minute. We're going to take a little break. Stay tuned. Don't change that dial.
Hey, ladies, if you're looking for something to do, come out to the Bethel Park Public Library's Purse Bash on Friday, November 20th at the Community Center. Tickets for the event are $25 a piece. What is a Purse Bash? We draw for a designer bag every 15 minutes. If your number's called, you win. We have a dozen purses to give away, including those from Dooney and Burke, Brahmin, Patricia Nash, Michael Kors, Coach, and others. In addition to the great designer handbags, there will be a 50-50 raffle and many baskets that will be raffled off. This is a BYOB event. Soft drinks and light snacks will be provided. Feel free to bring your own chips or some good guacamole or whatever you like. Tickets can be purchased at the library from the library's website at bethelparklibrary.org or also at Evie's True Value Hardware.
Join us Friday, November 20th at 7 p.m. in the Bethel Park Community Center, and you can be a winner just like me.
All proceeds benefit the Bethel Park Public Library. We thank you for your support.
Welcome back from our little commercial break. I'm Al Levine, the Talking Machine. We got Bethany Montecalvo, and we have a mystery guest. And we're going to show him right now.
Surprise!
It's Trick or Treat. It's our Halloween show, so you have to put up with a little silliness. This is Hall of Fame Golden Glove champion Rod Salka. He also has numerous belts that he's won. He's a professional boxer. And Bethany told me the other day, hey, Al, I got a guest that canceled, and I also have this other guest that I think you're friends with. Do you know Rod Salka? And I said, I know Lightning Rod Salka, the boxer.
Yeah.
She goes, do you know everybody in the area? I said, no, there's still a few. I don't think they're born yet. I don't know them yet.
You're a funny one.
With no further ado, Bethany, tell me why you brought Rod on the show.
Okay, so everyone that knows me knows that I just have a passion just to be healthy, and I love doing new types of workouts. And one of my really good friends, Rachel, I connected with her, and she told me about your new venture that you started. And I want to be honest and say that I was super scared just because I never...
Boxing and champions?
Well,
that's
it is
scary.
intimidating because even though I didn't follow that world, I Googled you like the first time Rachel told me, and I was like, it is a little intimidating, especially because if someone isn't educated in that, you're like, well, can I do that? Is that something that I could learn? But coming in and doing that, it's really fun. It's really fun,
right.
And it gives you kind of like a new fire and something different to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good, and it makes us feel good because you truly do know what you're doing. It's not like getting someone that's certified to come teach you.
Right.
And it's nice because you're there and you're present and you talk to people and you make it just friendly for us to come in. So
Knowing Rod, he makes it fun also.
he's a funny guy. He's a funny guy. So it's nice just to go somewhere and go somewhere new and to support people that are in Pittsburgh that are trying to do things for a good purpose, which is always good. So I just want you to share your heart and about your business.
Yeah, like you were saying, it's difficult for people to they hear boxing and then they would hear CrossFit and all that stuff, and it's an intimidating thing because they see the CrossFit games or they see people boxing on TV and you assume like I can't do that. I mean, I'd say 90% of the people that I talk to about it, they're like, well, I have to get in shape first before I come there. And I'm like, no. I'm like, the whole purpose of the gym is to get in shape. You know,
Right. Great point.
You can come at any, like, we scale everything. Like, I try to draw the workouts up for, like, things that I know will be challenging for me. Mm-hmm. So, like, difficult stuff, you know what I mean? And so when you come in, you're doing the same thing. Like, every time you guys come in, you're like, really? Like, this is what we're doing. But we scale it. We either scale the time, we'll scale the exercises and make it so, like, anybody can do that.
Right.
Rod, let me interrupt you just a minute here. Now, I've seen you in fights. Tell them what your fighting weight was when you were fighting, like your normal.
My last fight, I weighed in at 129 in May.
And now this guy, he might be scheduled for 8 rounds of fighting or 6 rounds. He's ready for 20 rounds of fighting. So when he talks about shape like he is, it's hard to get to that level. It took him years to get that way. And my hat goes off to you. I'm not wearing it today. And don't hit me. Bethany already got me. But that's the type of shape you're in. I respect that. Plus the other champions that help you. Your team, every one of them, and I've been to your place, and we'll mention the name in a second, but they're in great shape. And this is what you need to do. If you come out to the public, if you're overweight, a friend of mine, I'll mention her name, Monica. She's a friend of mine with Operation Troop Appreciation. Come in, and she lost weight. What an inspiration
She's lost
that
25 pounds. She was there this morning.
Awesome.
Seeing that, you can say hi to her, say I talked to Al Levine.
Yeah.
Just so you know. And she'll say, okay.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Doesn't that make sense, though?
Like, that's the thing about what we're doing is you can literally change. You're never going to get bored. Like, we have 22,000 square foot of space, and we have boxing bags, rings, we have gymnastics stuff, we have plyometric stuff, we have body weight, like pull-ups, we have all your Olympic lifting equipment you need, we have floor drills for exercises, we have agility dots, speed ladders, we have kettlebells, medicine balls, rowing machines, GHD. We have like literally every piece of equipment you could use. And if you put that with people that this is what we do, like this is what I've done my whole life. Like I've been an athlete.
You
I've
live
been
and
boxing.
breathe it.
Right.
You've
right.
had success at it. Now, this is
didn't-
a successful boxer.
Right, and I'm passionate about it. You know, we really want to get people. Like, I'm from here. I grew up here. Like, it's awesome for me to be able to reach out and do stuff like that. Whether it be helping a mom lose weight or get to a goal or win like a local challenge or do whatever, or
Sure.
if it's a kid we're keeping out of trouble or giving him something positive to do. But another thing that like I kind of want to bring up is it's like a fad of like all these like fitness kind of things happening
Sure.
at one time. Like you got a million different things coming in, and people are franchising, and like people have asked me, "Is this a franchise?" I'm like, "No, this is like my thing. Like I didn't pay money to like have
You're
someone
an
come in." And,
entrepreneur. He's a local
Right.
entrepreneur, and he's doing great things in the community. He gives back. I mean, that's why you got to come out. Like, I'm confused with all the things that you have in there. Like, what would a guy like me, I don't want to box, but I wouldn't mind hitting those aqua bags, which
Yeah.
is the latest technology and trying to be easier on your body.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean, we usually have like, I'd say 4 or 5 workouts in a given day on the boards, and
Okay.
they're all like different. Like, so you're working different things
So
depending
you'll
on.
customize, just to get it straight.
Right, absolutely.
If you have a little consultation, and it's basically you talk to them what your goals are and what you
Right.
want to do and what they think you should do too.
Right.
It's between like a conversation.
Right, coming in there, people generally you either want to learn how to box as your main goal, you want to lose weight, or you want to get strength
Okay.
and conditioning. So like, I'll have 3 workouts up every day that touch on each of those, and then I'll have a couple more that are specific, like pretty specific, you know, if you're working
Right.
on something specific. And then if we get people that come in, and you know, it kind of depends. Like I don't like to do anything you can't go around doing stuff for nothing all the time. But what I do is I had a lot of fighters that wanted to come in, and it was tough at first because you're trying to get to where you're making a little bit of money. So I can't give you this for free and then charge this person.
Right.
But what I started to do is when I have people that are committed and I have people that show up every day, I'm going to spend more time with those people because they're here every day. I'm like, okay, this person's been here for 2 months, like every day, like boom, boom, boom. So I'm not wasting my time. You know what I mean?
understand,
Like,
and you're
like
trying to maximize their time that they're there.
Right, and
Because
it-
you want to see success in your gym.
and it isn't about always making a lot of money. It's about, like if I take my time and help this kid and he shows up a week and I help him and then he never shows up, I feel like I wasted my time with that kid because he didn't really gain the benefit. He maybe used you for a little bit and moved on. But when you have people that show up all the time and they're committed, because first and foremost, you have to want to change. Like you have to either A, want to really learn how to box. You have to A, want to really lose weight. Not like, oh, this looks like fun, I want to try it a couple times. Like you have to be committed. I can't help you unless you really want to,
Yeah.
you
Well,
know,
you're
be
trying to
all in.
light the
Yeah.
fire for them to be passionate.
Right.
Through what the availability of different equipment, so they're not going to get bored.
No, you're
Because
never-
you know,
No.
if you go to a gym, sometimes it's the same old thing.
And you don't have the motivation. You don't have that person. That's why a lot of these gyms are doing so well now because the people that are buying them, they might not know anything, but they're motivating and they're on you and they make you feel good. You know what I mean? So that the people really, and that helps. I mean, that's why they're successful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
the knowledge might not be there like the.
Yeah,
Like-
but you already have the knowledge, and then when you add nutrition, I've been at your boxing camp with Buzzy,
Yeah.
and luckily he let me eat some of the chicken and salad and things, and you guys had to cut weight, so I could eat some of those meals.
You ate some of mine probably.
But nothing
Yeah, I
is...
think it was delicious.
Was it? You liked
Yeah.
it? But
Yeah.
nothing...
Boiled chicken.
Boiled chicken? Yeah. Nothing, you can't like half-ace anything. So it's like you have to do 110% in whatever you do.
Right.
So I almost feel like if you're going to pay that money once a month, like go and rock it out to make a difference so you could see a difference in your body and learn some moves along the way.
Right, and that's
too.
why we do the first class for free.
Yeah.
Like you kind of give people like a little.
Tell them the
so that-
name of this
so that-
place.
It's called the Fight Company. It's in.
Where's it
Century,
at?
It's in Century 3 Mall, 3075 Clareton Boulevard to be exact. But we have 2 now. We have the upstairs, the Fight Company, where we're just doing boxing, and we might be moving like some jiu-jitsu and stuff in there on the one end.
Really?
And then we have the downstairs, which is we call the CrossFight Company. It's kind of like a mix of boxing with a lot of different speed and agility drills and exercises, and a lot of like functional training. So we have
Which
both,
end of
we
the
have both
mall
places.
is it? Because people get confused.
It's
You want to
right.
mention names?
It's right next to J.C. Penney's,
Okay.
in between Penney's and Macy's. It's entry D. If you're coming into the mall, is the quickest
People
way.
need
If you
that.
want to
I want to
work,
see them show up.
if
'cause
you
I
want to
got
work
there.
out, if you want to work out, park down by Sears and then come find us,
And then come in and
and then come in and
He's
work out.
almost
and
as
get back, right.
sarcastic as Al Levine, the talking machine, and he does mean that. Because if you come in,
It's
not-
it's a far walk
Yeah.
from the food court in Sears side. Yeah.
and don't stop at the Mexican place before
don't
you
even
come
stop at
in.
the food court, guys. Don't
Yeah,
do
or
it.
the smoke shop, or,
The smoke shop.
or a vending
Any
machine.
of
vending
these
machine.
things that we have.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Right.
If
Now, one thing I want to interrupt. Like,
Yeah.
you're going there.
yeah.
What did you tell her to start out doing?
Well, she
If
came.
you
with,
don't mind me
she came
asking.
with Rachel, so she was at a disadvantage because.
Okay,
I
we
don't-
understand. We
like-
don't want to get too.
Because I was just like I don't like Rachel and Steve, like they come in, I just try to, and like I try to make them not come back. They're the opposite of everybody else. Like,
All
like
right,
I'm
now
like they
she
just
loves
keep,
your
I'm like they
place.
just keep, I'm like they just
Right.
keep coming back. Like maybe I'll put this in the workout next time, and they'll for sure not come back.
It
You know
was
what I
so
mean?
funny because we would come in and Rachel was like, we would always have like a slogan. She's like, let's see what kind of poison he has up for us today. And we'd look and we'd like, we're not doing it. And he's like, yeah, you are. And we're like, no, we're not. But we did it.
And then
We
you end
just-
up doing it,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, and once after, you're really happy.
Yeah, because you
did
made it
something
right. You made
pretty-
it through.
yeah.
If you're gonna work for an hour, you're really work for
Spent.
that hour. Right. It's an hour regardless. The
Yeah.
time doesn't change. So you can't get an hour done in 40 minutes. So you do the hour, you bust
True.
your butt as best you can in that hour, and then
You know,
you
that
feel
makes
great
sense.
about
I
it the
didn't
rest
realize
of
the
the day.
logic you were throwing out. Because I think of you as a boxer, but I know you're college educated. And I know you can do somewhat, rudimentary math. And it makes sense on time. And speaking of time, we can't do a 15-minute interview in 10 minutes.
Right.
So your time's almost up, my friend. Because you got a workout here.
Right.
Now,
So-
what would you have... Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, even like before, sometimes, I don't even know what it's called, before we do the workout, like before we do boxing, sometimes you'll say, let's do 15 minutes or 12 minutes of something insane. What is that called? We were dragging.
Oh, that workout you did that day was called a Tabata workout. We'll throw them in. It's like a 16-minute deal.
Yeah.
Right. So you'll do 4 different exercises, 8 rounds each exercise, but a round's only 20 seconds. So you do 20 seconds of the exercise, high
Yeah.
intensity, 10 seconds off, 20 on, 10 off for 8 straight rounds. Then you move on to the next exercise. You do 4 of those. So it ends up being 16 minutes total. That's with the work and break. But it looks like I was like, oh, it's just a little warm up we're gonna
Sure.
do here. 16
Yeah.
minutes, it'll get you ready.
He
They
lied.
don't
They're lame.
understand. He's a true motivator. Not only is he sarcastic.
No, he totally lies at times. He's like, it'll be fine in 16 minutes. After the 16 minutes, I'm like dying. He was like, and that's your warm up. And I'm like, what? That's the warm up?
And it's still fun. We're trying to
is.
make this
It
fit
is
in
fun.
with healthier, happier you.
It is really fun. It is.
You want to get in shape.
You suffer now to feel great later. kind of
What's
thing,
your
you know what I
phone
mean?
number?
How do we get in touch with you?
Fight
412-714-8529.
And what
is
if
the number.
someone would want to email you?
It's rodsalka@thefightcompany.com.
Thanks, champion Rod Salka, entrepreneur at the Fight Company and CrossFight and whatever else he's putting together at the mall. I think he's doing a mall takeover. Good luck to you. I wish you well, my friend.
Thanks. Thank you, guys.